welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and you are watching Growing Green. Yes! Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Rachel and you are watching Growing Green. This channel is all about houseplants and houseplant related things. So if that ticks your box, tickles your fancy, floats your boat, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and go and check out my channel and all the other videos I have previously uploaded before this, including a full houseplant tour and how I built this greenhouse. But anyway, today's video is all about tree fern fibre. So this video is going to be all about tree fern fibre. It's going to be about what is it, how is it made, what do you use it for, and there's going to be a demonstration on this stuff right here. And let me just say, spoiler alert, it's amazing. Also, just letting you know, I do stock it on my website, which is www.growinggreen.nz, but this video is in no way sponsored by Fernwood or Growing Green, which is myself. This is purely a tutorial on how to use it. Alrighty, I'm gonna just jump straight into it. So, what is fern fibre? Fern fibre is exactly what it says it is. It is fern fibre. So tree fern fibre is made from the Kuripaka tree, which is a New Zealand native tree fern. Now you might be wondering, native tree fern, isn't that like bad to chop down native trees and stuff like that? Don't worry, they've totally got it all sussed. They make sure that it is sourced sustainably. And they also have permission from MPI and the appropriate council and government bodies to source this fibre from those trees. They also source it from private land, so they're not just like going into all the bush everywhere and taking out all the trees. No, they source it sustainably. I'll actually link a video down below. They made a video a couple of years ago about how and where they take the fern fibre from, so I will link that in the description box down below for you to have a look at. This is what tree fern fibre looks like. It is basically the mulched up stem of the tree fern. Now you may be asking, how do I use it? What is it? Is it a potting substrate? Is it a fertilizer? Well, it's more of a potting substrate. So you can either use it alone and plant your plants directly into it, or you can mix it in with your favorite current potting mix. I find both works. You've kind of just got to do a little bit of experimentation and see what works for you. Now I also use it as propagation medium, and I found that compared to sphagnum moss and cocoa peat or cocoa coir, whatever you want to call it, it does a far superior job, and it also grows your propagations far quicker. So yeah, it is truly just about experimenting, giving it a go. I honestly, so far, haven't found a single plant that doesn't like it, really. It's just such a great natural product for your plants. It is most commonly used for plants such as aroids, Hoyas, and even orchids, but again, like I said, I have not found a single plant that doesn't love it mixed into the soil or just directly planted into it. That went all over my phone. Alrighty, on to the benefits of using fern fibre. So there are so many benefits of using fern fibre, and it's just going everywhere, honestly. And that includes faster and stronger growing roots. This counts for propagation and just regular plants. Just using propagation as an example, I used to propagate my Hoyas in sphagnum moss or cocoa peat, and it would normally take about a month or so to show roots. In fern fibre, 2 weeks or less than. Just pop them on a heat mat, make sure they're nice and moist. Ugh. And in 2 weeks you will have roots starting to show. Another quick tip, whenever I'm using fern fibre to propagate, I also like to use clear pots, because that way you pop it in the pot and you can actually see the roots of your Hoya coming through the fern fibre, and it's so much fun to watch them grow. Plus, you know, you're not pulling them out before they actually have a decent set of roots. So yeah, as long as you keep it well watered, I swear the roots of your plants will grow so quick. And it's also really good for rehabbing plants. For example, say you've had root rot on a plant and you've only got a few little roots left, or you're trying to rehab a plant, definitely pop it into straight fern fibre. Your plant will bounce back in no time and will absolutely love you for it. Number 2, it is a well draining medium. So I know with soil it can be very hard to tell when your plants need to be watered, because the top layer can be bone dry, but the rest of it can be absolutely soggy and you've got no idea. Another reason to use clear pots, because you can actually tell if your plant needs watering or not all the way down to the bottom. Fern fibre is a great medium because it holds water, it's great with water retention, but also your chances of root rot go down a whole lot because it is so free draining. It doesn't pool water, it just holds on to it just for long enough for your roots to, you know, grab up all that moisture and Another benefit is that it provides great aeration to your soil. As you can see, it is a very fibrous, light potting mix. So it provides fantastic aeration for your roots, whether you use it alone or whether you mix it in with regular soil. Now, I don't recommend just mixing this with regular potting mix because it's still not going to be like light enough like to give your plants enough aeration for their roots. I would definitely also use like an orchid bark or a pumice as well. Another benefit, quicker and more reliable propagations. Like I've already said, my propagations, my Hoya propagations, especially in fern fiber, they just absolutely take off, no problem. I've had honestly 100% success rate with my propagations since I've been using fern fiber. Now spag moss was pretty close, it was maybe like 85%, but fern fiber, 100%. Every single one of them have survived and they've had a fantastic root system before I potted them up, so definitely recommended for propagation. And the last reason to use fern fiber, especially if you're in New Zealand, it's a 100% New Zealand made, owned, brand, created product. It's just, you know, support local. It's important to support local and to support small during these COVID times. Alrighty, so the sun is currently going down, so I have to be very quick with this, but I'm going to give you a quick demonstration on how I use it and show you a couple of plants that I currently have in fern fiber. So we'll start with that first. Alright, I'm going to start with a plant that had spider mites and it almost died and it freaking nearly killed me. But using fern fiber, I've been able to bring it back. So this is my little melanochrysum. It used to not be so little, it used to be quite tall, and then it got spider mites and what seemed to be root rot at the same time. As you can see, there's like a little bit of leaf damage on there, and basically all the roots were like, nah, gone. So yeah, so all I did was chop the top off, put it straight into fern fiber, into a prop box on a heat mat, and a couple of months later we have a brand new leaf and it looks beautiful. It's a little bit hard to show you the root system. Let's see if I can pull it out. I'm probably gonna regret this. Oh, nope, no regrets. Ha! Okay, as you can see, look at the roots. Look at those roots. They are long and beautifully strong. Look, just look at them. Look at all the roots coming out the bottom there. It's just amazing. So yeah, this is a prime example of a rehab done with fern fiber. Again, I just water it when it gets dry, which is not very often. It's probably like every 2 weeks, and it has just brought it back to life. Example number 2, I have this Hoya obovata. Now I propagated this, I forgot to put the label on it, but I propagated this, I would say probably 2 months ago. To be fair, 2 months ago. Look at that. Look at the roots on that. It is absolutely insane. And you know the roots are everywhere when it actually holds all your soil in the same shape that it came out of the pot at. And again, vouching for the clear pots, you could just see the roots coming through, and it's so much more fun to just watch them grow. And something new I'm actually trying, which was recommended by Fernwood themselves, is growing orchids in pure fern fiber. So I'm a complete orchid beginner. Like, I've got 7 or 8 orchids and that's it. I haven't owned orchids longer than 2 months, so this is completely new for me, but I trust them so much with their opinion on this. I put one of my Paphiopedilums into straight fern fiber. Now there's a man who grows all his orchids here in New Zealand in straight fern fiber, and his flowers at the shows are just beautiful, and his plants are beautiful too, so I completely trust that this is going to be amazing. We will see how it goes. But now I'm going to quickly show you how I actually use fern fiber to propagate my Hoyas, and this is pretty much exactly the same for any type of plant, so you can, you know, transfer these skills to other species. So I've got my fern fiber, I have a clear pot here, and I have a Hoya serpens and a Hoya fishtail. So now that the pot is 90% full, I'm going to want to chop my Hoya. Always just chop it right before that set of leaves. So not by this one, but by this set of leaves. So as you can see, I have one set of leaves and a nice long stem. So now I have all of my Hoya cuttings. I'm just going to pop this straight in there like that, and then pack the fern fiber around the stem of the cutting. Now there's not really a right or a wrong way to do this, as long as the stem is covered in the fern fibre, that's all that matters. So then you just pop the fern fibre in. And I make sure every single part of the stem is covered right up into the top leaves. So there we go, we have one clear pot full of fern fibre propagated Hoya. And as you can see, I stuffed it right to the top. So even if the top is underneath, it doesn't matter. Just the more stem you can cover with the fern fibre, the better. Awesome, now we're gonna water it. So in regards to watering, when I water them in the first time, I always give them a really good soak. And I also like to look in the clear pot and just make sure the fern fibre is nice and evenly moist. Soak it like till it's pouring out the bottom. That way you get a nice even moisture all around your fern fibre and you don't have to water it again for a very long time. And the water should just start pouring out the bottom. There we go. You see that? That is exactly what you want. You can see exactly where the water is, so there's a little bit less there, so I'm gonna water it in there. Look at that. Oh yeah. So satisfying to watch. And don't be scared to overwater it because it can't get root rot because they don't have roots yet. Alright, I'm just gonna let that drain. Let it drain, let it drain, let it drain. You also got to give it a little bit of a shake just to get all of that excess water out. And also, as you can see in the bottom, see there's water pooling around the bottom here? That's all going to come out too. So it'll take a little while to just drain it out and get the water out and look like an egg while you're doing it. But yeah, there you have it. You have your propagations in fern fibre. Now if you want to see how these bad boys go, make sure to keep up to date on my Instagram. I will obviously post most of my daily updates there. I won't be making an update video on my YouTube channel about them, but if you want to see how it goes, follow me on Instagram. I'm going to now do the Hoya serpents because they're slightly different and show you how I do that, and then yeah, that is all. Alrighty, Hoya serpents. This gal is ready for a chop and a prop. So there we go, I have my 2 Hoya serpents propagations, and as you know, they propagate from each leaf node underneath there and along the stem. So I'm going to be placing it on top of the fern fibre this time rather than into the fern fibre. So it's nice and full to the top there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place it on the top. So let's see if I can show you. So instead of actually pinning it in, I'm going to pin it on top. Oh. I like to use this tie stuff. It's really simple and it's green, so it kind of hides it in your propagations, which is really nice. I just get mine from Bunnings. So there we go, now I can show you better. It's just pinned straight onto the top of the fern fibre. Now let me just do the other bit. And there you go, there is the second piece of Hoya serpents popped onto the top of the fern fibre. And again, all you need to do now is water it in. So there you have it. That was a quick little demonstration on how to use it to propagate your Hoya. They also sell a whole bunch of different products like fern fibre poles that you can grow your plants up, or mounting boards that you can mount your plants onto. I haven't got those in stock yet, but as soon as I do, I'll definitely be making a tutorial video on how to use those. If you do have any further questions on fern fibre and where to get it from, make sure to leave me a comment down below, or just leave me a comment down below letting me know if this video was helpful for you or if it was informational for you and you learned anything from it. Also hit that like button down below. It also helps my channel out a lot. If you can get your hands on it, please do. And like I said earlier in the video, I'll have links down in the description box down below where you can buy it from overseas, if you can buy it from overseas. I'm pretty sure you can. I've also linked Fernwood's website down below, and you can also get in contact with them if you have any further questions. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me again for this video. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't already, make sure to follow me on my Facebook page, my Instagram, and my TikTok. I'll link all of them down below, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Make sure to hit that subscribe. I hope you're going to be able to see this. It's everywhere. Do I have more light? What's this going to do? Oh. Because that is obviously what's going to provide the moisture. hate loud cars. I freaking hate them. Like, go do your somewhere else. You pop your fern fibre in and you can actually see the roots coming. Say you've had root rot on a plant and you've only got a few little roots left. Come on, focus. Focus. Alrighty, so I always like to give them a really... go away! Trying to teach people how to use fern fibre here.